Well, not how I wanted to end this episode. Hey friends, Dustin here. You're watching the Life of Lynn channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Also, big shout out to SimpliSafe for sponsoring today's episode. Thanks, SimpliSafe. More on that in a little bit. I'm finally going to be working back on the old 1974, or was it a 75? One or the other, International D150 pickup. It's a nice farm truck. We borrowed it several months ago now, and the reason why it hasn't been finished and gotten back to its owner is, the fuel tanks. Both of them are entirely rusted, and after my short first drive, after getting it running and getting the brakes undone, go check out those videos if you haven't seen us do that. After that short drive, the fuel system plugged up completely. The lines, the filters, everything's just full of rust and it won't run anymore. So I've been looking for a fuel tank to replace the factory one, and I just can't find one for some reason. At least not anyone around here has one at a price that's affordable. I'm sure there's some on eBay somewhere that people want millions of dollars for, but I don't have that kind of money. So let's go ahead and get that truck in here somehow, get one of the fuel tanks down and see if we can clean it. You know, throw some CLR and some rocks in there and just give her the old shaky shake and keep dumping it out until it's clean. Running out of options here. We need to get this truck running because the farmer I took it from hasn't seen it in several months. So, you know, it's going to be a fun surprise when it shows back up at his house. And we're in between snowstorms right now, so there's a possibility I might be able to get it out of the driveway. Let me show you what I'm working with outside. Yeah, our giant building here has caused a massive snowdrift. It's huge. It was up to about 10 feet tall. It's maybe 6 or 7 now. It is melting a little bit, but it blew all the way across here. Even this military 6x6 is stuck. I was managed to scoop out the front, the back, and this side, but there's so much snow drifted up underneath into the frame, and I can't get to the other side because I have implements parked over there, so I can't get the tractor on that side. It won't move. I can spin all 6 tires in this thing. It won't get out of this hole that it's like cemented into. And look at all this. I've got a narrow path here I can get my truck in and out of the shop. These campers are buried until spring. Sorry, people that I'm working on your campers for. They're going to be there a hot minute. And the International hasn't moved here in a couple months now. We got to get this thing going. I love this truck, and it ran so good for the few minutes that we were able to drive it. And then our fuel system plugged up, and we still got to patch up some loose body work here. But the filters were, I put the filter down here so you can get to it, but there's not even fuel going to it anymore. So it's a possibility we ruined our fuel pump too. I don't know. We're gonna get this old thing going again. It's like a whole new revival because it's been here for a couple months, and I probably left the battery hooked up, so it's dead, and then it froze, so it's ruined. Great job, me. Okay, I won't bore you guys with all the things I did on the first video where we got it running, so hopefully we can get it running again. Cut the fuel line, put it in a tank of gas there, go into the fuel pump, checked all the fluids, they're okay-ish, and we're gonna put a little spray down the carb and got the jumper pack on. So just gotta find the keys and twist on it and see what happens. It's a constant battle here in the shop. Man, listen to that thing, just purred right on in here. Got the turbines going, trying to keep it warm enough to work so your hands aren't frozen solid, but not so warm that all the snow melts and creates a giant lake, which already happened from the tractor. So it's a mess. I'm gonna gather some supplies, maybe some CLR, probably got some in the house. I'm gonna get some more fuel line. We're gonna see if we can get these tanks down and clean. Then we're gonna work on the body, get this thing cleaned up.
Please exit now.
Well, friends, whether you're out on a long family vacation away from your home, or you're simply out in the shop, polishing on your brand new ride, SimpliSafe is the security system for you. And trust me, I've been using it for years now. I love SimpliSafe because right now they're also offering you guys 20% off your SimpliSafe system when you sign up for your interactive monitoring plan. That's right, and you're also gonna get your first month free. Now, let me tell you, when I'm out in the shop, it's nice to be able to just lock up the house and know that my cameras are keeping an eye on things and I can look at them anytime I want, see what the dogs are doing on the front porch. But it's also nice to know if I'm not available or my phone's off or I'm up in the mountains fishing, that the new SimpliSafe Fast Protect technology has got my back. With SimpliSafe Fast Protect technology, if a threat is detected, they will alert the authorities immediately. They have a 24/7 professional staff, always ready to dispatch whoever they need to, whether it's going to be the fire department, the police department. And guys, you got to remember, there is no safe like SimpliSafe. And one of my favorite things about how great SimpliSafe is it's so simple. You go online, you pick all the stuff you need, none of the stuff you don't. It's shipped fast to your house. And the whole system, I installed mine in under 30 minutes. That includes my favorite outdoor cameras. That's right, HD. You can talk through them, you can listen. They have night vision. They're the best. And on top of all that, the interactive monitoring plan is less than $1 a day. Heck, that's way less than a double caramel mochaccino, or whatever those things are called. I'm not a coffee guy. It's just, black in a cup. I'm telling you, springtime is the perfect time to add a security system to your home, and SimpliSafe is the one to add. You're not going to have some guy scheduling to try to come over to your house and install a bunch of wires and stuff like that. That's not how SimpliSafe works. SimpliSafe.com/Life of Lind. That is where you can sign up for the interactive monitoring, and you're going to get that 20% off your system. Do it today. I think you guys will really enjoy the system. Now, let's get back to the work we're doing. It's cold. You probably can't see my breath, but I can. And let's get this international back on the road. Let's do it. All right, driver's side fuel tank is removed. And of course, I broke bolts. Rust, snapped, gone. This rubber here was so dry rotted that it's all split. So that's not gonna work anymore. Sprayed the fuel sending unit up real good. Managed to get that ring off there. Remember, never use a metal screwdriver on a metal tank with a hammer. You could create a spark and go boom, So let's see what this looks like in here. Verdict. Oh, wonder why the fuel filters were getting clogged up. I have no idea. Just, fuel sender, you don't need that. That's fine. What's the inside of the tank look like? Oh, okay. There's stalactites in there, made out of rust. Yeah. It's the Titanic inside of there. I might have to surprise him with a, racing fuel cell on the bed of the truck because these tanks are garbage and I can't find any new ones because it's a 1970s International. This tank over here is the one I thought was better, and I tried to clean it by pumping it out. If you guys saw in episode number 2, nope, that's completely clogged. And those bolts are seized on there, and they're about to break. So both tanks are barely on there, about to fall out, and they look like the Titanic on the inside of them. Boy, back to the drawing board, I guess, on this one. Well, now that I've disposed of all that old fuel in a EPA-approved container, let's see what we're going to do about the fuel tank. Good morning again. We're still working on the International, but it snowed again. It's already in the afternoon because it's taken me about 4 hours just to get the tractor over here to where the shop's at. It's a mess. I got 2 inches of ice underneath all these snow drifts, so even in 4-wheel drive, you're just spinning the tires, try to slam it into these snow drifts, and I finally got a little path to get over here. I need to go back through and clean it up. Then I need to widen it so I can get the truck over here, my truck over here, and stuff out of the shop. What a mess, guys. What a mess. This is why I'm having a hard time getting content out. It's just constantly out here. I think we've decided against trying to get a fuel tank for this thing, and I cannot clean the old ones up. It's like Alcatraz or the Exxon Valdez or, a rusty boat inside the fuel tank. It's like the Titanic. There you go. And I can't save them. And a new polymer tank is about $500-$600. Just can't afford it, so I think we're going to have to do a boat tank in the bed, run some new fuel line, get that thing running good again, and get it back to its owner so they can enjoy it. And, I'm doing all this out of my pocket, so I'm sure they'll understand that I couldn't put a $600 fuel tank in it. Anyway, hey, if you guys would like to support the show, you can always go to buymeacoffee.com/Life of Lind. I'll put a link down in the description. That literally just helps out on the projects around here, and that's it. Buy me a coffee, buy me a couple quarts of oil, and it helps out. So do that if you want to, but let's get back inside the International and get some more work done. See if we can get this thing running good. All right, like I said, punching holes right through the metal. So couldn't really weld this. I got some tacks at the end of the cracks to hopefully stop it. But I did weld up all the brackets underneath. So old wobbly sides is now old iron sides. So that's great. Kind of fixed that up. Got a spot cleared out in the bed for our plastic fuel tank, which is a race jug. We're gonna go ahead and see how we're gonna do this. Look, we got a vent in there. We'll just leave that cracked. We'll take this top off because that one's still good. We'll save that. Here's a broken cap for one of these. And look at that hole. I bet you 5/16 fuel line just slips right on in there. Let's check it out. Oh yeah, that's gonna be good. So that's gonna work out well. Fuel line slips right through the cap. We'll put some RTV up here at the top once we figure out how much fuel line we need to get to the bottom of our race jug. Then we'll strap that on in there, run our fuel line down across our old tank and to our fuel filter there, and then we'll hook that back up to our fuel pump up here. Get rid of this guy. Okay, we've got our temporary permanent fuel system all hooked up. Got rid of our bypass hose. We're going right to the fuel pump. Put in fresh fuel filters. Boop. Got a line going down underneath here on top of the old fuel tank up to our race tank. And, you know, I'll put a strap on that or something. But let's see if it works. Let's crank on this thing. A little cold. Sounds like we might be missing over here. Let's see if we're getting fuel. Look at that. Full of fuel. What a beauty. Smoking out the shop a little bit. Sounds like we're down a cylinder. We'll just rev her up a little. She's a little cold here. Clear it out, you know. There we go. Now all 8 are firing. I'm probably gonna get it stuck in the snow because it's a white mess outside. Things are running great. Listen to this thing just purring, going right through the snow. My paths are getting a little ridiculous because every time the wind blows, my path drifts in and then it gets harder. So then I have to make adjustments around large hills of snow. Still a lot to melt. Spring's gonna be interesting. We got a little snow in the air right now. Oh yeah, this thing's driving great. Got good oil pressure. Looks like the alternator's charging. If you need to know how much fuel you have, just look back there. Don't need a fuel gauge. Brakes. Oh yeah. Working. Let's get this thing back home. Well, it's been a couple weeks since the end of that last part of the video. Had problems trying to get a hold of our friend that owns this international behind us. His name's Dwayne, by the way, and well, it turns out he's been in the hospital for the last 3 months. That's why we couldn't get a hold of him. But I did talk to him today. He should be home in the next week or two, hopefully. So praying for him, wishing him a speedy recovery. So is Hank. Oh, Hank. Okay. So yeah, I'm not sure what we're gonna do. We might, I don't know if he's gonna be in the condition to want to come out and drive this thing when he gets back home, or if we should just take it and park it in his driveway so he sees it when he gets home. Up in the air on that one right now because, weather conditions are not ideal. It's negative 19 Fahrenheit right now, and my hands are frozen just holding the camera. end this episode. We've had a lot of fun on this series trying to get this truck going for our friend. And I got some bad news. Our friend Dwayne has passed on to see the Father. And we never got a chance to get this truck back to him before it happened. So, yeah, I don't even know what to say. I think his daughter, or maybe granddaughter, called me a few days ago and let me know. I haven't been able to get a hold of him in the last several weeks. And yeah, that's what happened. I'm not sure the details on it, but he's no longer with us, so I guess this project's done. This is where we stop it. Let's go for one more last drive for Dwayne. His daddy's pickup truck. Been in contact with his family, so plan on trying to get this truck back to them when they're all going to be around. They're not from the area, so I'm not sure what's going to happen with everything, but yeah, sorry guys. Really didn't want this series to end this way. This is supposed to be our fourth and final video, and we're going to get this truck back to him and surprise him, and it just didn't work out that way. But I'm sure he's smiling down on us now. Oh, this thing's out here driving around again finally. Hopefully his family gets to drive it around the farm and enjoy it a little bit. Because it is a neat old truck. I'm supposed to do my SimpliSafe spiel to end the episode, and really just don't feel like it for obvious reasons, so just support the companies that support the channel, and dedicate these videos to our friend Dwayne and his memory. Thank you guys so much for watching. God bless each and every one of you. And I'll be seeing you guys shortly. The snow has finally melted, so we can get back to making videos for you. We'll see you next time, everyone. Thanks for watching.